Well, hello friends, Christy Darlington here, and today we are going to start our next section in our ABCs of building a business. This is the C section where we're dealing with creating an email list. And today we're going to do an overview of the MailChimp platform. MailChimp is one of many email platforms that you can use for building an email list. I recommend MailChimp because it's one of the more reasonable email lists that you can get in terms of pricing. There are some cheaper ones out there, and then of course there are some more expensive ones. But one of the reasons I like MailChimp is it's one of the more recognized platforms, and it also integrates with quite a few website tools. It works really well with WordPress, and if you ever do a drop shipping WooCommerce store, it integrates with that well. There's a lot of different tools that you can use to integrate with MailChimp. And the only issue that I have with MailChimp really, and a lot of email lists are this way, they don't like you to put your affiliate links directly into the email, and MailChimp is very staunch about that. Some email lists will allow that, and so a lot of marketers will tend to go to different platforms, but they tend to be the more pricey email lists because they allow embedding or linking directly to your affiliate product as opposed to going through your website. So anyway, I'm going to give you guys an overview of the MailChimp platform in this session, and just so you can be familiar with the tools and how they work. And then we're going to break down actually building an email list and linking up the PDF product we did in our last section under our building a base. So now we're going to take that PDF product and we're going to integrate it with your list, and then of course offer it on your website through as an opt-in for your list. All right, so that's the process, and so let's get started with our overview of MailChimp. Okay, so here we're inside the MailChimp account, and here's where you can control what audiences you have. When you start out with a free account, they're only going to give you one list that you can put together, and you have to pay to get more lists. I am in a grandfather account, and my old account allowed for more lists, so that's why I'm able to have you guys in this list as well as my Green Living Off Grid. I have two different lists, but let me show you how this works. So you have all kinds of options here. On the left there's campaigns, and then automations. You'll have to pay for that if you want to have something just automate. When someone subscribes, they automatically get these different resources and then continue to get a sequence of emails. That would be under this tab right here under automations. And then of course there's audience right here. Anyway, here's where you find the audience, and then you have all contacts. You've got sign up forms. Now they do have a pop-up that you can set up on your site so that it'll pop up when people come to it. I have a lot of problems with their pop-ups. I don't know. I don't think it's my grandfathered account. I think it is a bug in their system, but it will not give you an Xbox on a mobile phone. So if someone's visiting your site from the mobile phone, they're going to be rather frustrated with the pop-up coming up, because they won't be able to get to your menus and they can't close it out. It's a stupid pain. So I end up disabling it on my lists and my sites, and I've had this across the board. I have a paid account with my mission, and it does the same thing. Okay, so we have that. There's tags. This is a really neat way that you can set up the types of people that come into your list on different forms. Now I'm going to show you a different sign-up form that you could set up for when you're giving a PDF opt-in of some sort, some digital opt-in. You can create different kinds of opt-in forms, so people can get the item they're looking for using one of those forms, even if you don't have an automation going. You're able to segment your lists by those contacts, and you can also set it up to only email to the subscribed, which is what you want. You don't want the unsubscribed emailed, but you can archive unsubscribed so that you don't end up having to pay for them, and your list can grow to the point, as long as it's under 1,000, you won't have to pay unless you want to do the automations. So I recommend just manually sending an email out once a week, and that's very easy to do. And you can set up automations once you get to the paid to where you need to pay because your list has grown to that level. So just to show you briefly, since we're in here, I'm going to show you the automations. You got this is my quick start guide for aquaponics, but that was one that I was started and I quit because I discovered doing automations the way they currently have it designed is going to charge me. I'm on a plan where I don't have to pay for these right now. When you go to their paid plan, they have 2 tiers. And the first tier, just when you reach that 1,000 or higher, or even if you sign up for automations and start paying, they're only going to give you 4 email sequences. Like, that's it. And you've got to pay $150 to get to the next tier. That's with a small list. My list isn't very large, but it is under 1,000. So as the list grows, they charge you more per month. And so I'm not going to mess with their automations right now. Even my paid account, because I'm on the lower tier, I'm not even using automations on my paid account with my mission. So I just manually send an email out. It's no big deal. So anyway, this is how it's set up though. It's called Customer Journeys. And you can just set up the main contact form. And then they get from the, if they come in through this landing page, then it will send out, you can create a workflow of up to 4 emails that you can have it go through. Now, I decided to abandon this because I saw it was going to charge me to do more than what they call 4 customer journeys. So I'm not going to mess with it, but that is what it looks like. If you decide to do automations at some point, I recommend just go the free route of sending an email once a week until you build that list up. Because conversion rates, as you'll see in a minute, I'm going to show you that, the conversion rates aren't that great to justify the cost unless you're getting a lot of sales with your affiliate products. And, perhaps you'll get to that point where you're getting a lot of sales and people are responding to your emails and buying additional products. And when you see that you're at least making, if you're going to try to do the automations, you have to go to the $150 a month level, because even on a small list, because they're not going to give you more than 4 on the $75 a month. So I just don't like to do that, and I don't make enough on these emails to justify that cost. So even on my paid mission account where we have 5,000 subscribers, I'm not pushing a lot of products because it's a free, it's a free email that people get. So we don't get a lot of payment for the emails because we're not charging. So I don't have a lot of products that I sell, and that one doesn't generate much. But I think if I had more products, typically when I release a new book, I'll put it on that list. I'll get $100 worth of sales in that one email. So if I had a lot of products, if you had something like that with 5,000, you can go up to 5,000 people in the lower tier, and then once you get to 5,000, they'll require you to upgrade. So let's say you're at that level and you have a lot of products that you can push on the affiliate side, and you start seeing some real revenues come in. Then it's easy to justify going to the next tier up and getting 100 customer journey endpoint email options for automations. So that's what I recommend. Okay, so all contacts, you come down to the audience. This is where you can see the people who subscribe under the different tags that you set up. Most of my subscribers are through the hydroponics PDF that I give. I had an aquaponics one running as well, and I found that hydroponics hands down converts like 90% over the other one. So I kind of consolidated everything to hydroponics now, and then they still get the aquaponics guide as well. It's just part of the process of my emails, so people can get more resources when they sign up for free. And again, this is all free since they're not paying me to sign up, and I'm only getting payments from Amazon when they buy products through my links on Amazon, which can vary. I mean, there are weeks where I only make, a couple bucks, and other weeks where with 800 subscribers, I can make up to $50 if they bought like a greenhouse kit that is almost a couple $1,000, then it converts more. But usually it's the smaller items. With gardening, that can be $15, $20, $30 items, and that doesn't yield a whole lot on 3%. Okay, so this shows you my list here and kind of how you can see where people come off of. You could test your landing pages this way. You can do an A/B test with the same PDF product and run one landing page being one test and another landing page another month on another test for the same product. You can even do that to test A/B for landing pages. So it's really neat. This is a free way to test your creatives and kind of see what is converting. Okay, let's look at sign up forms. Now, this is, again, we were on this a little bit ago. They have the embed sign up forms. I don't like the pop-ups, but I do like the embeds, and I like to put these on my sites. So here is where you're going to go in, and this is what my embed looks like. So when I bring it into my site and I have one of the themes I'm going to recommend that you set up, you're going to connect it right here with this embed form, and it's pretty neat. You just select the settings for each of these that you want to do. Let's go back. Form fields right here. There you go. This is what shows up on your form. So you can control what's on your form. Obviously, if you want to have this form connected to a tag, I have several tags. I can set it up to connect them to my tags. I currently don't do that, but if I wanted to track with different websites using the exact same opt-in options or sign up newsletter, I can use my tags to find out where they're coming in from. So that's kind of a neat little feature they have here. I currently just don't track that, but it is an option because then you can segment your list. Let's say you have one website with one sign up form and another website with different options on the sign up form. Then you can track with the tags them coming in from those different sites or this different embed forms. Same thing with your landing pages. You can do the exact same thing, set it up to tag each of your landing pages with one of those tags. And that is going to allow you then to take and send an email directly to just these tagged customers, or shall we say contacts, because initially they're not a customer, they're just somebody who signed in for free. If you run this system on the back end of a funnel, like those of you who are coming in from Sheraton Media, you might have the first movers option with Adam Sheraton. If you're doing the first movers, you're definitely going to be using probably tags because you're going to want to track what products brought them in on your list, and in which case they are your customers because they're paying customers, and so you can retarget them with those tags. So these can be really handy in your marketing on the back end side of your front end funnels that you might be running paid traffic to. Then having something like this can definitely help you cater your emails to that specific audience. Okay, so now referral badge, you have to upgrade from a free account to a paid account. I literally don't care if it says, MailChimp on the emails. So to me, it's not an issue. But if you ever do a paid account, this is where you can upgrade to something that's unique to your brand. So that's another thing that they offer if you go to a paid account. Okay, but these things right here, the settings, being able to remove CSS styles if you want to. I really don't have any issues with this look, so I leave it just like that, and it embeds just fine, as you'll see on my site. Okay, now let's go into our audience dashboard, and I'm going to take you back to the page we were on when I opened this and started this video. I'm going to show you how to go and actually fix or set up your fields for an opt-in landing page. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at under Manage Audience, click on Settings, and then you see this one here, Audience Fields and Merge Tags. You're going to go into here, and that is what brings up the actual merge tags that you're going to set up for your list. If you haven't done this before, this is where you're going to need to go when you set up a brand new list. And so this is where you set up whether it's visible or not on your forms. Obviously, email has to be visible for people to enter it, so they don't let you modify that. But you can require a first name or not. In my case, I do require it because I like to personalize my emails. So I'll have it say Dear, and I like to have a first name to put in there. So I do require the first name field. And obviously email is required, but I don't require anything else. Now, in some of my contact forms, I'll have address information for people that are actually getting products that I'm mailing. But because most of this is going to be passive income through affiliate earnings by sending people to your blogs that are tied with Amazon, I say the less information, the better. Here's why. I had another field on this list that where I decided to go ahead and try collecting people's phone numbers. Why? Because in a paid account, MailChimp offers SMS marketing, which is where your account, if you have a phone number for your customer or your potential customer, your contact, if they have their phone number in there, you can send them text messages. And that's a pretty neat feature. And I thought, well, that'd be fun to try. Let's just add the phone number field. That was a mistake. Boy, I did not realize how that would affect my conversions. I went a whole month with only 2 signups in that entire month. And I was getting, 3 to 5 signups, very rarely 1 signup, but 3 to 5 was pretty common for me in a week. I'm over the summer. People are looking at my YouTube channel. They're seeing my new videos that I'm putting up. Why am I getting no signups? And then I remembered I added phone number as a required field. And what I found was the 2 signups that I had that entire month put in fake numbers just so that they could get through that required field. And I said, that's what I changed. That's what I did. And that, of course, threw off my opt-in metrics. Actually, just didn't get hardly any opt-ins. So I'm going to encourage you guys, the less information you require, the better. If you want to do a personalized email, then require first name. But if that's not necessary for the way you're designing your blogs, then don't require it. And really keep it very simple for people, because you want to collect that email. It's their first contact with you, and you want them to feel good about their experience with you, because you're hoping in the future they might buy something as they get to see your content and see the quality that you provide. So I had gone in here and I'd put that phone number in, found out it was a bomb. So when I took it out, hopefully that's going to improve metrics. But this just recently happened. So you'll see on I'm going to show you my actual tracking of the emails that people are receiving. And you'll see how I don't have any new signups, and that's why. Well, this concludes my overview of the MailChimp platform. In our next session, I'm going to show you how you can use the metrics that you get from your emails that you send out to be able to evaluate what topics resonate best with your audience and what drives the most traffic to your blog site for potential affiliate earnings. So we'll get into that in our next session.